So you all know I like a good conspiracy theory, not just because, I don't know, sometimes they're entertaining, but the way people come to believe things is very interesting, but also the sort of suspensions of disbelief, the lack of skepticism that sometimes goes with some conspiracy theories is also really interesting. And I don't know if it has to do with the sort of commitment and desperation to believe something or what. But we're going to look at an example here. Our friends over at the Good Liars, in fact, Jason from the Good Liars, spoke to a guy who believes that John F. Kennedy is still alive and currently president of the United States. Now, we're going to play the clip. Some of you may remember the JFK stuff has actually been sort of prominent over the last couple of years. And one of the really funny things is there's lots of people who have bought into the JFK conspiracy theories, but they're a little bit confused about John F. Kennedy, the guy who was president, versus John F. Kennedy Jr. And there's this really funny clip I played for you a few months ago of protesters saying JFK is the president. And then they go, wait, do you mean JFK Jr. or and they go, yeah, no, they're like arguing with each other as to which one it is because they don't really remember. Okay, so that's the setup. Here's another guy who says right now JFK is the president and JFK Jr. is the vice president, which is a new spin on this one.
Explain the shirt to us.
Donald Trump, John F. Kennedy, and John F. Kennedy Jr. He's vice president.
He's the vice president.
Kennedy's our president.
So you got to explain this. You got to explain this to me. So John F. Kennedy Sr. is president right now?
Senior's president right now, yes.
You're being serious right now.
I'm being serious.
But didn't he? Because remember in Dallas, he was riding, and then somebody shot, and his brains went all over Jackie O.
Yeah, something like that.
But you're saying that didn't happen.
Right. That didn't happen. So the reason I love this one is there's two layers. It's not new that people sometimes claim John F. Kennedy wasn't really killed, right? In 1963 in Dallas, it just didn't happen that way. And in fact, there's actually more than that. He was killed, but not by Lee Harvey Oswald, or not only by Lee Harvey Oswald. Okay, so that's like one set of things. Then you go to he wasn't actually killed at all. And okay, like imagine that he hadn't been killed at all. But then there's the wackiest part, which is John F. Kennedy would be 105 years old right now. And that's where it actually starts to get funny because many of these people are confused about JFK versus JFK Jr. JFK, if he were still alive today, would be 62 years old. I'm sorry, JFK Jr. John F. Kennedy would be 105 years old today if he were still alive. So if you can get beyond he wasn't really assassinated, which already takes a lot, anything involving John F. Kennedy Sr. today, you're talking about a man who would be 105 years old. And that particular element seems to be completely missing from the critical thinking of these individuals. Now, beyond that kind of funny thing, I don't really know why the JFK stuff has seen a resurgence in the last year and a half as related to Donald Trump. And I mean, I'm open to hearing from people why you think that. We've seen all sorts of conspiracy theories relating to Trump, like Trump is truly still the president. The military is still under the control of Donald Trump. There's a shadow government, whatever, right? Okay, fine. But Trump's in his mid-70s, so it's plausible. Why all of a sudden shifting to the would-be now 105-year-old John F. Kennedy? It doesn't make any sense to me. Maybe it's just things go in cycles and we're back to JFK one way or another. Maybe it'll happen again when JFK would have been 120 years old in 15 years. I don't know, but let me know your thoughts as to why the JFK stuff is such a big deal to so many of these Trump people.